Hi, welcome to Code Red. I'm Scott Flora, and I am so delighted that you're here. Something that was said, you followed a post, and you found yourself right here, ready to schedule an appointment for me and discover more information about what Code Rain does and who we are and how we can come along and serve what God has called you to. I'm excited that you're here, and I'm excited to get to know you. So make sure that you click the calendar date and time that works best for you. But let me give you just a brief overview of what the conversation that you're about ready to engage in. So I found myself from an early time out of the Navy having a need to be able to make money and provide resources for my family and the things that I desired to do. So I needed a job. So as I engaged in that, the Lord led me down the revelation of understanding that He's actually extending His kingdom through marketplace environments. But I found myself bridging in between, have my feet in two worlds. I had my feet in the church and I had my feet in a marketplace. And really understanding that God was actually bridging the gap in between these two realities. One of the verses that have meant a lot to me over the seasons of my life is Malachi 1:11, and it says, "From the rising of the sun to the going down of the same, my name will be great among the nations, and in every place incense will arise, and a pure offering will be given to me, for my name will be great among the nations." And I discovered that within every place are businesses and business leaders, and God was raising up leaders who were wholeheartedly devoted to the Lord, but extending the kingdom through their marketplace environments. And so I'm an intercessor, but I'm also a leader. I'm a shepherd. I'm a pastor. But God has actually called me to the marketplace. So the question I had was, Lord, how do I combine these two realities? So as I was building business and building team and building strategies, the very first thing that I did was I wanted a team of people who were listening for what heaven had to say and they could be a part of my decision making process. And so I established dedicated prayer teams for my businesses. And what I found was there wasn't very many organizations that were putting an emphasis and underlining the place of prayer for businesses and business leaders. And I wanted to bridge the gap. I wanted to be a part of the solution of what God was bringing to marketplace leaders. So we created an organization around serving business leaders and teams in the place of prayer, who their full-time job is to have their ear bent towards heaven and give the confirming word of the Lord to marketplace leaders around the world. And what we discovered is that God moved at the sound of our voice. He began to speak. I have countless testimonies, and I can't wait to share some of them with you. And I can't wait to hear and actually learn what God is teaching you about His influence in what you're doing and how you're leading your team from the place of prayer. If we're saying kingdom, if we're saying presence driven, kingdom minded, at some point there has to be kingdom and presence in the midst of what we're doing. So we want to be a part of that community of people that are bringing the word of the Lord. They're bringing clarity of vision. They're releasing heaven's strategies. We're knowing how to solve problems from the place of heaven directing us on how, when, where, and how much. And so I'm really excited to hear what God has called you to. I'm excited to build friendship with you, and we're excited to put a dedicated prayer team around you and what you're called to. So make sure you schedule the appointment that works for you, and I will see you on our Zoom call.